Hi. Oh my goodness, y'all. It feels so good to be back. Honestly, truly. It's been a minute again, but today I'm not gonna say that I'm back for good because you know I'd be happening. But I did just have an urge to post a series on my channel regarding my travel stories. So if any of you guys know me, you know that I travel a lot. I think at this point I've been to definitely over 10 countries at this point, but traveling is one of my biggest passions, and I'm definitely grateful for my mom to allow me to travel as much as I do. But anyways, that's not what this is about. So by reading this title, you guys already know what this video is going to be about. And before y'all start saying, "You let an old woman beat you up, blah, blah, blah." Listen, Linda. For one, I absolutely did not see that shit coming. And for two, y'all, I was in a foreign country. I'd have fought back. Who knows where I would be today? When I think about other ways that I could have reacted, things could have panned out a lot differently, like a lot. So yeah, zip your mouth. I don't want to hear nothing about what I should have done. Period. Now this story is actually really fucking short. Like, ain't much to it, to be honest. This video could honestly be like 45 seconds because the shit just happened. But you know, I think it's cool to, you know, like give visuals. So I'm gonna try and put you guys in my shoes, okay? And we're just gonna take it to the top and go through this whole experience because okay, a lot of other things happened while I was on this trip. So I can't remember if I was a junior or a senior in high school, but regardless, a nigga was in high school. And one of my really good friends at the time, we're gonna name her, what we gonna name her? We're gonna name her Justine. She was telling me about this little travel abroad trip to Greece and Italy. To the best of my memory, I think that the person that was hosting this trip was like an AP history teacher. And I think that like he always did trips like this. Nope, yep, scratch that. He did, because my sister did a little trip 3 years later to Greece. Just Greece. Anyway, my friend Justine was telling me about this trip that he was hosting and I was excited about it. Now this trip wasn't my first time out of the country, but it was my first time going to Europe. So my knowledge on anything about Italy and Greece was like 0 to none. So when she told me that the trip was to Greece and Italy, I was instantly excited. You know, I had always seen pictures of like the blue waters and the white building, and when I thought of Italy, I just thought of like Lizzie McGuire and romance. And so with my preconceived ideas of what this trip was going to be, I already had a vision with what the trip was going to be like for me. So without doing any research on the trip myself, I just kind of instantly told my mom about it, and she was instantly down for the trip as well. I'm pretty sure that the trip was taking place during our spring break, so it did cut in a little bit into our like school time, but since there was a lot of other students that were also going on the trip, it wasn't that big of a deal. Because I want to say there was probably well over like 20 students that were doing this trip. So fast forward to the days of the trip. This was when I started to experience my first take of culture shock. Our trip started off in Athens, Greece, and from my research that I did, what I thought was going to be the trip was the blue waters, the white buildings, really just Santorini, Greece. And that's not what it was. Now, Athens and Santorini are like on completely different sides of the spectrum. And that's okay. I just wasn't prepared for it. So I feel like people might be confused because y'all probably thinking like, how did you not know? And it's not that I didn't know. I honestly thought that they were all like in the same spot. Like I could go from Athens to Santorini in like a brisk walk. So yeah. But back then I was just like, damn, this ain't what I was expecting. This ain't what I was expecting at all. But anyways, we're gonna just go ahead and move on into the experiences of the trip. I want to say there was like 2 or 3 things that I just kind of really remember that kind of stuck with me throughout the years. And one of the things that I remember was one of the first things that our, I guess, guide or host of this trip was telling us was, going on this trip, expect to see gypsy kids. And he told us what they do, and he basically was saying that they're going to distract you, and while they're distracting you, they're going to take something from you. So we actually experienced it, and we were all just standing in like a circle together, and all of a sudden these 2 adorable kids just walked up to us and just started dancing and playing music. So we're just like, oh, y'all so cute, look at y'all. And then I was like, wait a minute. And so while the girl was dancing, I was paying attention to the little boy. And y'all, this boy was trying to take stuff from people's pockets. Like, he was fiending. And I was like, he wasn't playing. Eventually, like, he notices that too, and he just kind of like screams at them to run away. But that was like one of my very first experiences that kind of gave me that culture shock to see that kids be hustling. Like, those kids were hustling. They almost got us. They really did. Another thing that our teacher mentioned was you're gonna see a lot of people doing pickpockets. And I kind of vaguely knew about pickpockets before, you know, like, I guess in New York, you usually see it in large cities. And he was just saying you need to be very cautious of pickpockets. So whenever we're on a train, whenever we're in a large, dense area where there's a lot of people, keep your zip a zip, keep your hands clutched to your purse, because people really be stealing out there. So that kind of transitions to this new story that I have, and this one takes place in Italy. So now we're in Italy. So one of the main stops that we took in Italy was in Capri, and if you guys ever get the chance to visit Capri, I highly recommend it. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. Like, Kardashian's been there. It's truly something that doesn't seem real when you go. But anyways, I was with a bunch of friends at Capri, and we were kind of just all sitting in a common area, I think by a cafe, just conversating, and all of a sudden, and like, it really be happening just like that, one of the girls had gotten pickpocketed. And y'all, this man took her passport. But the catch is, like, none of us even realized that it had happened, except, like, I think this little Italian boy was just like watching in like the midst of everything like going down, and he had actually chased the man and got the passport back. And the girl was like, wait, hold up, what? Like, he took my passport? And so the boy literally just demands for it back. Like, that little boy was a hero, because she was about to be stranded. And you know what's crazy to think about, because like, that's your passport, bro. That's your ID. Someone could have been trying to take your ID or steal your ID. Like, stuff like that is so scary to me. And the dude like that he like ran and got it from, he just looked like a regular dude. So like, stuff like that, I just be like, dang, like, you really don't know who you're around at that moment in time. Truly, you don't. So yeah, those are like my very two. I just realized those stories are also like very short, but whatever. But now to the story that is this title. This story also takes place when I was in Italy. Me and my three good friends, we were all together in Rome. We were enjoying dinner, drinking, having a little good laugh. And I want to say that the restaurant that we were eating in was kind of in like an alley, like in the alleyway. And let me just say, like, none of this was sketch. None of this put fear in my heart while I was there. The restaurant was kind of in the alley, but the way that Italy sets up their common areas, I think they call it piazzas. And there's just like, in the alleys, there's just a bunch of restaurants and shops. So it wasn't like creepy. It was just kind of like just a little alley. So while leaving the restaurant, me and my friends were just having a good little kiki, you know, just laughing, enjoying life, not expecting someone to come up and slap me. But in the distance, I do see like an elderly woman, like about 100 feet ahead of me. She's just talking to like a taxi driver or something like that. And you know, like, looking back, I feel like I did kind of notice her maybe like staring at me, but it didn't seem like it was in a malicious way. And she was speaking in Italian, so like, I didn't know what she was saying. So I'm not paying any mind to an old ass woman. Like, I'm really just enjoying myself. So as we get closer, she starts screaming. Now I'm just like, what the hell is this woman screaming about? And then this woman just starts like flinging her purse and just like whacking me with her purse and just screaming at me in Italian, literally like this. And I'm like, huh? Like, trying to like brace myself, because, woman, why are you hitting me with your purse? So yeah, she starts beating me with her purse, and she got about a good 3 or 4 or 5 swings in before I could, you know, kind of maneuver myself out of that situation. And I was literally just looking at her like, I feel like my eyes had fear, but I was also like, lady, what the fuck? I don't know you from nowhere, my G. Like, why'd you hit me? Honestly, like, all I really remember feeling was just kind of like shocked, and like, obviously my heart's just pounding at this point, and it's just like a feeling of confusion, and just like, did that really just happen? Like, when things like that happen, it happens so fast, and it's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I ended up going to like my teacher. That's that very same moment. Like, he was in like the common area, and we were walking towards like the common area. And so literally, as soon as that happened, I was looking for him, and I found him, and I told him what happened. And you know, there was really nothing that he could do. Like, he asked me if I was okay, if I needed anything, you know. Like, I got whacked by a woman, and that was it. But yeah, that's the story of how I got my ass whooped by an Italian woman. An old woman at that. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I thought that I'd add, you know, a new little flair to my channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. Wait, that's giving me a thumbs up. But yeah, thanks again, guys. See you in my next video. Peace.